Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is season 5, episode 21. That's right, we're coming up on the end of the year and we're going to have some fantastic things for you here on the show. First, we're going to have our normal trash in the hood. We're going to have our Zen moment. I got some feedback from the one I did last week, so if you haven't seen it, please take a look. I decided to do something a little crazy with AI, so I thought I would continue it, see if I can come up with something Halloween-esque for this episode, since the next episode won't be until already almost mid-November. So we'll see how it goes. And then we're going to have we'll talk maybe a little bit about gardening, but not much this time. We'll have our spirit times, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up for towards the end of the year, and special things I'm going to have for the show. I should have for the show. So wish me luck. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go ahead and get started and go to our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, week 116 and 117. Hey everybody, so here we are, week 116. This is day 3, so this is quite a bit. We got about, actually this is the one that has the new cigarette butt record. This was 94 cigarette butts. A couple of vape pen boxes, a couple of cigarette boxes, the normal bits of trash and bits of paper and receipts and metal and your soda cans and beer cans and stuff like that. It really was a crazy day 3. It had been a couple days since I had picked up. So this was actually, and then there are other couple of crazy days. So this is 117, day 2. You notice not a lot of cigarette butts, but there was a lot of street reflectors because the city was out there regrading the street, so they just tore them up. I guess they're going to come back later and put them on, but I haven't seen any sign of that. And then, of course, the normal, bits of cans and paper and metal and steel and plastic and straws and all that sort of thing that we normally see out there. Oh, and a packet of Lucky Strikes in the top right there. Hadn't seen Lucky Strikes in a long time. I guess somebody in the hood still smokes them. This is day 4. And here we are again. Not a lot of cigarette butts as normal, but you see at the top a metal broom that I found just lying in the middle of the street. Some to-go containers, a couple of latex gloves, a couple of beverage containers, a couple of lids, a bunch of hard pieces of plastic. I don't know what that was about. It looks like maybe it could have been from a bumper or something like that. Pretty crazy overall, but the broom really was the top notch on this day. So here we are, yesterday, day 6, week 117. And you see there's a lot of cigarette butts this time. This was an extra long walk that I did down El Salito. A work rag, like a mechanic's rag. There's a lot of cups and containers. You notice at the top right there's a new type of vape pen, and then something old school. I'm going to call them amyl nitrate, since I don't know if I can get away with the other word, but still, very interesting day 6. So there you have it, week 116 and 117. Tuck that a little bit of hair there. So it was quite interesting because I did get some negative feedback for the first time in quite some time. And yet I got more than probably 30 times back in positive feedback, so I'm going to continue with it. Some of these pictures, some people may consider them gross, but yeah. And if people weren't throwing trash out there, which is grosser, I wouldn't have to pick up trash and then show pictures. Also, I'm not trying to belittle anybody on the street. I could take a photo of the trash in front of someone's street, in front of their house, but I don't do that. So I am simply picking up the trash off of the street, public street, by the way, so that it will be cleaner for myself and for my family and for my friends when they come visit, or just when I walk around or drive around the neighborhood when I'm not doing this. So I thank you all for the positive feedback. It is so much appreciated, and I will continue doing it. So, also on time, if I talked a little bit about that top right thing. I guess the cigarette or the vape people are trying something new. It was a really interesting vape container. It had like a little battery in it. and then it was a push pump. So you put the juice or whatever they call it in there, and you push it. Just really weird thing. I've never encountered that before, and I've been on the streets here for a couple years now, so I guess that's making its way to it. I don't see as many older vape pens anymore. I'd say probably about 2 3 months ago it started dropping off, but now I saw this for the first time, so I wonder if that is the new thing. So if you start seeing them around, let me know. Also, if you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns, positively, that you would like to see me change or put on the show, or do something, add to the show, or do something different, just please let me know. Okay, so we're going to go straight into our Zen moment. So, the Zen moment that I did last time for episode 20 was AI generated. The editing tool that I use has a lot of AI stuff in there, and I thought I would try it last week or last time for the Zen moment, for the video aspect of it. It turned out great. I liked the way it looked. It actually made it to the cover, the digital thumbnail for my show for that episode. So I'm gonna try something different too, maybe a little Halloweeny, a Halloweenish, a la Halloween-esque, whichever one is the correct word, and see how it comes out. So let's take a look. And there you have it. So, story is coming. It's in the works. I may start putting it out here on my YouTube channel as different chapters with a audio overlay with maybe some of these images in there as well. I haven't decided how I want to do that yet. But if you like what you saw and it seems interesting, and you might like to read what the story actually is, please let me know. I have a working title for it, and it's called The Dagger Mosaic, which was which I like. But what I'm saying very odd about the AI, as I generated the images, it wouldn't take some of the words, and it turns out it wouldn't take something like knives. I guess because it's too, I don't know, it could be considered too violent or something for the images for them to come up. So then I tried to be sneaky and start using swords or dirks or shivs or anything like that, and I guess the AI is smart enough to know what all those mean, and so it didn't let me get away with it. So we'll see what I can do next time. However, there you have it. So if you like it, please, like I said, please let me know. All right, we're going to go into our Spirit Times. I'll see. I think I have something that I haven't had before, so we're gonna go to it right now. Talk Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time. This week, Ragged Right by Wixon and Friends. Hey everybody, keeping the oak glasses on so I can read this to you. This is the Ragged Right. Say that 3 times. This is the Ragged Right cider project by Wixon and Friends. They're a Foudre series, and I hope I'm saying that right. This is their second edition apple blend with 82% Wixon crab apple, 8% ash meets kennel, 6% golden russet, and 4% Roxbury russet. So all types of different apples. It's a hard cider, and this comes to us from, it's 8.6 ABV, so that's pretty good for a cider. And it comes to us out of Mount Vernon, Washington. So Mount Vernon, Washington. This is it's bottled by Ragged Right. So I'm not sure if this is just Wixon and Friends, if this is just the Foudre series, and here's the combination that I gave you. I don't know. It's very interesting. You guys out there, Ragged Right, can please contact me and let me know, and then I'll correct everybody. All right, so glasses have come off now. Got my trusty tasting glass out here, my favorite Adelberts, because I love the glass. And let's try it out. A nice golden color to it. I'm not sure all those apples that I mentioned what color they are, but the cider is a nice golden yellow. It's got definitely got the apple cider scent to it. It's got a little bite to it, telling me that there's a little of the hard cider in there. In other words, that there's alcohol in it. So let's see what we got. Very interesting. I think this has to do with the amount. It's also aged in barrels, so they may have something there. Hold on a second. Put these back on and cognac Foudre aged. So I'm going to look up what Foudre is, because I think we're missing something important to this. But we'll see what I can get if it doesn't crash the computer. No, it's just wine barrel aged. So this is large cask for maturing, storing, and transporting wine. So they wine barrel age their cider, which makes a lot of sense due to the ABV and also the sense of the taste of it, because lower ABV you might just taste like a really good apple cider, like you would just have on a regular, cold winter's day. Well, not in Texas, but in everywhere else, a cold winter's day, and you go to the apple orchard and they make some hot cider for you, or even have some cold cider for you. This is not that. This is actually has a little bit more bite to it than I thought. This is leading more towards an actual wine than a cider. So very interesting to me. Interesting taste to it. It's nothing bad. Just not what I was expecting from when you say cider and the amount of apples that I had in there. I mean, it's all apples, so at least I'm assuming those are all apples. But yes, they're all apples. So now I've never had those particular type of apples either. So again, maybe that would also lead me to be like, hey, this tastes more like the actual apples. I haven't had those before, so maybe that's different. There are like 36,000 varieties of apples out there. So let me try this again. Yeah, this to me is more like a nice light white wine, actually. You see that again? Maybe a Riesling or something like that. It's not quite the same taste, so I can't say for sure. I can't say that's what it is. But it's very interesting taste in it. Um, it's not bitter at all. It's very nice. It goes well on the palate, but it is very light, and it does taste more like a wine than a cider. So I'm quite surprised on that. Now I like both ciders and wines. I was just expecting it to be more cidery ish, but it's not. I still like it though. I think it would go well with either a fish or a chicken. If you're going to have it with dessert, I'd have it with something light. Well, more of the fruits, the berries, blueberry, maybe blackberry, over maybe a light reduced glaze over a nice angel food cake. Something very light, not too heavy like a chocolate or anything like that. I don't think that this would go very well with that. It also may go well with a charcuterie, as far as some of the cheeses go, some of the hard cheese and stuff like that. So why don't you check it out? That's Ragged Right out of Washington, and this is their Foudre series, which is we now know is Wine Cask series. And it's pretty good. I'm going to give it 6 thumbs up. That's right, 6 thumbs up, so it's not bad. Now, if Ragged Right, you have uh, questions, comments, concerns with my judging style and or rating, please let me know. You're more than happy. I'm more than happy to let you come out here. We get online, and we'll talk about your ciders. We'll talk about your Food Race series. We'll talk about what it means to you. What am I missing when I talk about it? Which I'm sure I'm missing a lot because I am not a gifted cider sommelier or whatever they want to call it. And you're more than welcome to bring me samples or send me samples, and I can always correct myself. I'm still looking for someone to do that. All right, so that's it for us for our spirit time, and enjoy your drinking, everybody. Okay, so that's pretty much most of the show, but now we'll talk a little bit about what's going on with my garden. Right now, not much is going on with my garden. I'm still openly jealous of the Pavlovskis, 3 doors down, 2 doors down. They're doing fantastic with their garden. Maybe we can have them on the show again soon when they go to harvest again. I am still trying to grow the onions. I think they're doing okay, and in which I found out that these are the onions I planted. You really eat the greens, so they're a green onion, which means you eat the top of them. So I think some of them may be ready. So I'm going to cut some of them and give it a taste and see what we go. So I'll put that on the next show. As far as anything else growing, there is something growing in one of the corners. I don't know what it is yet. There's no flowers, there's no budding, there's nothing like that. So I just don't know. My cherry trees are surviving. One of them is doing better than the other. The one in the back, I think, is struggling a little. I may have transplanted it and did something to shock it a little bit, so it's still struggling. So I'm hoping that it will. It's growing, so that's good. But I'm hoping that I didn't kill it, and it will continue to thrive. The front, it's doing fantastic. So these are cherry trees, I should say, that I'm not expecting to get anything for a couple of years, but they will grow to approximately 8 to 10, no, 7 to 9 feet max is what I've been told. And so we'll see if that holds true. If that's the case, those I can do very well in handling, trying to harvest that fruit. I'm hoping the back will survive, and if it does, then the cherries in the back will be for me, for doing anything I want with them, eating them, canning them, making any kind of liqueurs or anything, which I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do that in a couple years when they start to fruit. The front I will probably harvest as well and give away, and I will also have a sign that if I can get everybody to be nice enough, they can come and harvest their own cherries. No, just grab and harvest at your own risk. There is no claims, oh, I had a bad cherry from him, I choked on a cherry pit. None of that. It's there. If you want to grab some, you can. If not, then don't and move on. So let's see. So hope we can get that on both of them. Don't really have anything else planned. Grapevine is still there, but it's not doing that well. I still can't get anything to grow in the front around the blueberry plant. The blueberry, or bush, I should say, the blueberry bush is just barely hanging on. I don't know. I'm being told one thing from some people, which is that you need two in order for them to be able to actually pollinate each other, and therefore have fruit. Or the other side that says you don't. You just need to hang on. That transplanting it sometimes can shock it for quite some time, but it's been quite some time since I planted that blueberry bush, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, so we'll keep at it. I didn't plant anything gourd wise this year. I am going out to my nephew. Speaking of, we're now switching into seasonal things. My nephew Max is having his band Eternal Moon playing this coming Thursday on Halloween night, which he did last year, which I had some on the show. If you're a fan of speed metal, death metal, thrash metal, I apologize, Max. I'm not sure which one you're doing. One of those metals, then by all means go by Wintergreen Hill, that area, which is about 10 minutes away from me, actually in Austin, not Cedar Park. Um, Great place for getting candy, and great place if you want to hear some Halloween-esque ish type music, which it fits in well. He does a great job. Also, let's see. So that's about it for the show. Also, want to give a shout out to my cousin Danielle, whose birthday it is today, along with my grandmother, who has long been passed now, but it is her birthday as well. So happy for that. That it was her birthday, not that she had passed. Um, Fantastic. I have a lot of family and friends, and mostly family in October and November and December, and so I'll be saying a lot of these out there. So we'll be seeing you again soon. If you have any question, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, once again, is Javier In The Air. It's not the helicopter guy. It's me. If you see a guy in a helicopter in on the main photo or thumbnail, it's not me. Go with the other one that looks like this guy. Um, Also, if you'd like to be on the show and talk about something that you're passionate about, or you just like to be on the show as a co-host, please let me know. I'm always looking for one, so we'll see. We'll have a lot of things coming up for the month of November. We're going to be doing more gardening. We're going to have the Thanksgiving. We'll have some pumpkin tasting as well. We'll have some of my nephew's show. And then the Thanksgiving episode, we'll have a lot of the goodness that comes out of that. Going into December, which we will have a Christmas episode, and then I think we're also doing a Christmas cocktail tasting party. Not doing anything for the month of November, as it goes by so quick. I don't have time to plan anything. Plus Thanksgiving's there, but I think I will do something for early December. So we'll keep an eye out for that, and I will talk to everybody again in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.